I think this thing's on. Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. And as you can see, I have not one guest, but a pair of guests today that actually has the newest 3D club in the state of Georgia, ASA club in the state of Georgia, with a awesome name, Knock It Up Archery. It is the Girtons. How are y'all doing today?
Good,
Good.
John.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's late night, actually. We're recording this early because we have other stuff going on. How was your new year, man? Y'all been working. Y'all
We
have
have been busy.
yeah,
A lot of things to set up on a course that I guess you don't realize until you start doing it. So, a lot more appreciation, I would say. Not that there wasn't any before, but way more appreciation
for
of what
sure.
goes into setting up a 3D shoot. Everything down from like, did we remember to put hand sanitizer out? Are there garbage bags there? What about the water? And that's not even including the stuff for the actual like shoot, the
That's
things
right.
that people go there for. So, it's
100%.
been a long break, but
Yep.
we're excited to have
Incredible.
everyone come and check it out.
For sure. So, it is a 2026, and you made the first video because you were hosting the first 3D shoot of the
Ooh.
year on the calendar. So that's freaking awesome. But I'm going to go through and talk about a few things before we get into that. Um, who shot this past Saturday? Well, the indoor Chattahoochee TSO Championship over in Prattville, Alabama. They hosted it, and they had 19 shooters. I've been shooting that circuit, and so that was the championship chance to get to the gauntlet, and so we had a good time over there. The North Georgia Traditional Archers 3D shoot, they started their first one back. They do the first Saturday of every month through now till August, I think. And they ended up with 60 shooters on Saturday. Also, let's see the S3DA indoor. Um, it was the White County 4-H slash in Cleveland. The North hosted a regional tournament for S3DA, and they had 100 shooters on Saturday. That is a lot of kids in one place shooting 5 spots. So Sunday, nobody shot. So now we can get into just everyday chat. New year, new things. Um, just doing more, I'm assuming, for y'all, right? setting up
Absolutely.
setting up a club. So what made you decide to open a 3D club at your place?
Well, John, I mean, I've been shooting, pretty much since I was a little kid,
Yep.
and being from the Midwest, there's not a lot of ASA up there. And one of the things that really kind of took me back, whether it be the guys down at top tier with Dave and Carl or Scott, and going to a lot of these shoots is in my opinion, there was a lot of camaraderie.
For
And
sure.
you know even yourself, I've shot with you a few times, and probably the turning point was my had never shot before, and she went to the first shoot she'd ever been with.
Gainesville?
Foley.
Fully. No, no, no. Oh, just to
Yeah,
watch you.
just to
Yeah, just to
watch.
watch you. Yeah.
So she went to Foley with me this year, and that was the first ever shoot she'd ever been to. And not to be whatever, but I think she thought it was just a bunch of people in camouflage walking around the hills.
For sure.
And the first thing that she had said when we got to Foley is, "This is legit." And she started asking questions, and it wasn't a couple weeks later. She had a
Two
bow,
weeks I ordered.
yeah, a
We had
bow,
Dave order one.
sights,
Yeah.
releases.
Oh yeah.
Started wanting to go to shoots with me, so that kind of sparked it all. And for me, and everybody that knows me, I enjoy that part of it. I
Yep.
enjoy the fun of it, and seeing her excited, good or bad. you
Because
know
there was some bad, John. We
there
know
was some bad, that.
that.
I mean, look,
Witnessed it.
we all started as a new archer.
Yeah.
So we don't, people who say, "Oh, da 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 da." No, we all started there. We all started like couldn't see, couldn't aim, didn't hold, punching triggers, standing wrong. I mean, we just picked up the bow and had some fun, and that's where it starts. And that's the awesome part about it, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, I mean, and that was kind of the turning point when she got excited over it. It made me actually more excited. It's kind of like taking a kid on his first hunt. You're more excited for that person than you are yourself.
oh, for sure, all day long.
So as the ASA season wound down and we had kind of had this kind of in the works, luckily we have the property. We had, some of the ability to do some of that. So we wanted to set up something that, whether it's the first time you picked up a bow, like for her,
Mhm.
or, you're shooting in a pro class at an ASA, a place where you can come, you can have fun and, make it for everybody,
Yeah,
because we've all been to some that, it's just strictly competition, you know, and, just wanting to have that type of place, it's made it fun and it's gave us, even with her and I, something to do in our downtime when we're not dealing with work and the kids and the horses and the farm and everything.
I understand that.
Yeah, and I'll also add, John, Jamie mentioned the community and the camaraderie. I will say that it was an easier decision because it's a lot of time, right? I mean, those trails don't clear themselves. So it's a lot of chopping, a lot of digging up roots and making sure things are set up the way they need to be. But I think with the community, and we're fortunate in that we are, at least in this part of Georgia, in the Carrollton Franklin area, we do have a lot of resources that we can lean on. We were able to, get targets from the ASA, like I
Hmm.
said, top tier archery right down the road. I mean, we have a lot of support that are like, yeah, you guys should do it. We'll help. Let us know how we can help, And so I think if it was just the two of us trying to set it up ourselves, that would have been extremely daunting. But there's been an overwhelming, I guess, response as far as people just asking, how can we help you guys?
Yep.
So I think part of that was also a major factor and saying, let's do this. Let's open up the club. Jamie, he said earlier that we're fortunate. We have the acreage. We've just got under 80 acres. And so we don't have to worry about, leases or anything like that. And it's like, it's on our property. We don't have to go off site for anything. We just, drive the side by side down the path if we have to go clear something, and it's great. So I think we were really just kind of set up for it, as well as the overall like community, people as far as like Gainesville or ever like, hey, what can we do to help you guys? So I think it was a pretty easy decision to say, let's do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what it everybody has to come up with a name. So
Yeah.
how did that work?
So, all right, we were joking earlier before we got on about
Yep.
how the name came about, and I was on Copilot, Chat GBT, and you feed things into it. It's like I want archery and outdoors and all, and a lot of the same things about like targets or rings or score, like all these different
Yep.
names that came up. And
Hmm.
John, you spent some time with us, so Jamie and I, we don't take ourselves too seriously, and so probably wanted something a little bit
Yep.
cheeky. We
It
jokingly
was.
like, you can probably make a meme out of it, and I don't even know if something was on TV or what it was. Maybe it was like
We were sitting on the couch and she was like, "How about knock them up?" And I'm
knock
like,
them up.
"Perfect."
Yep. Hey,
But it
it's
could have been like,
great.
yeah, something,
It's
yeah, a little
catchy, and
double
people are gonna
entendre.
remember it for sure. So
All right.
that's not the bad thing.
Yeah, so
Um.
there's no like long history on that. It came up
Yep.
in like 5 minutes.
I got you. But this was, you filled out your paperwork. You got your ASA. You're
Yeah,
gonna host. You're gonna host insurance and whatever. But you're gonna host several qualifiers.
yeah,
Uh,
yep.
and so that's awesome. Um, have you been following any archery news lately? Have you seen anything good and interesting?
The big one that everyone's talking about in
Mm-hmm.
August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that big
the
shoot.
big shoot in August for the
There you
ASA.
go. So we're going to talk about ASA. Talk about the big shoot in August.
Yeah.
Well, because they put out a teaser, right?
Hmm.
So let me see if I can find it here.
The tax stuff came out too.
Well, yeah, I mean, and John, that for someone that I shoot several tacks, I have for a long time. I'm looking forward to it just for the same reasons that we all do. Something a little bit different, or something a little bit, you know.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's just run this right quick.
Hey everybody, this is Josh from ASA. I'm here at Pine Ridge Farms in Clarksville, Tennessee to announce something new that ASA is bringing out in 2026. When I get ready to talk about this initiative, this is something that's been in the works for the last 5 years. Has been talking, planning, and the reality of it is I think there were conversations prior to that even. And so it's been building to this new event in 2026. It's going to take place right here in Clarksville, Tennessee, about 50 minutes north of Nashville. So we're explaining this video. It's going to be short. You're going to have lots of questions afterwards, but it is a save the date video. So right now you want to mark your calendars. August 20 through 23rd. It's Thursday through Sunday in August. We're going to be here at Pine Ridge Farms. And what are we going to be doing at Pine Ridge Farms? We're going to have an archery festival unlike anything else. This archery festival is going to have 12 ranges that are going to range from 30 to 50 yard maxes with easier terrain to a western range that's going to have shots of 100 plus yards. What we want to do here is develop courses and fun for everybody that can come and shoot. And whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned vet or you're getting ready for hunting season, we want to have the most diverse shooting courses in all of archery at this event. So those are the courses. What else is going to take place in this festival? On top of the 12 ranges, we're going to have a night shoot where we light targets up on their blackwood. We're going to have a steel target challenge. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have long distance shots, tons of giveaways. We're going to have concerts every night. We're going to maximize the fun for the archery community to come and hang out. We're going to have hunting vendors here and industry vendors here to show you their products and get everybody amped up for hunting season if that's their thing, or get you ready for indoor, or just to have fun shooting. So that's the festival pursuit. In addition to the fun shoots and all the festivities that are going to be going on, we're also going to offer 2 money classes. We're going to offer an open class and a female class. The money classes consist of 2 days of shooting. You're going to shoot 30 targets on both days. So 30 targets one day, 30 targets the second day. We're going to take the top 10 competitors in the open division and the women's division, and they're going to go into a shoot down that is unlike anything seen in archery. What are you shooting off for? Well, that's what I think we're probably the most excited to put out there. This is going to be archery's highest payout, period. In the open class, we're going to be competing for a first place prize of $60,000. Second's going to pay $30,000 and third's going to pay $15,000. In the women's class, we're doing a first place payout of $40,000, second place of $20,000, and a third place of $10,000. If you think you can shoot a hunting bow, that's right, our money classes are going to be with hunting equipment. And not this quasi-competition stuff that we see brought to the bow hunter classes at ASA and other organizations. We're talking true hunting bows. 35 axle to axle max bows, drop away rest or fully enclosed. Whisker biscuits are legal, but no blades, no magnification in your scopes, 18 inches front stabilizer, 15-inch rear stabilizer, and the big one is a 246 max diameter arrow with screw-in points. We want you shooting the bow that you're shooting in your backyard, that you're taking into your tree stand, that you're competing on Lignites with. This is a bow hunter class, a true bow hunter class with big money. So if you think you can compete with that bow hunter class, come on out. There will be more information about the shoot down to come. The other thing we need to talk about is what are the registration fees for this festival?
All right, let's hide that. So there's a lot of information in that little bit of video, right? Sounds like a ginormous party. First,
How many days is it?
4 days.
4 days. Okay. It has a little bit of tech vibes, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
definitely.
But I think it's a good thing because
No,
I,
nothing's wrong.
I think it's going to be a great thing for the ASA, and I think with what they're talking about, I think that'll be a huge rival to some of it.
I think it'll be a great thing for archery,
Yes.
right? Archery is such a small group of people. Even, I mean, if we can divide it out into 4 different organizations, different bow manufacturers, and different events, but it's still all of the same people go to all the same things, right?
Hmm.
Um, the TAC event has definitely, you've heard me say it. If you've watched any of this, the TAC event has definitely uh, a different mindset, a different monster. That's not competition whatsoever. Yeah, you get a scorecard when you go to sign in, but it's a physicality, total archery. So in other words, you got to climb that mountain, which I'm a fat guy, and climbing a mountain ain't no fun. And then you got to shoot your bow when you get to the top of it, and you got to climb down the other side to get your arrow.
Yeah.
It's a endurance challenge on top of shooting challenge on top of just having a blast, because it's the most fun I ever had, even though I was the most exhausted after coming off the course. So to bring some of that into on the ASA side, to say, hey, we can do that too. And it's a separate event. So it's not like, hey, we're trying to change what we've done. We're trying to broaden what we're wanting to do is awesome. So I think it's great. And that was the big news that just dropped. And everybody's been talking about it. So I just didn't know what y'all thought about it. I got to get my hunting bow ready.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a great thing.
Yeah.
So,
Other things like I said, TAC, 11 events this year, 12 events this year, and you have to start registrations 4 months in advance.
Yeah. Basically like tea times, right?
Yeah,
You guys sign up
yeah,
like yeah, and get your times.
they call it knock times. They only have a certain amount, and once they
Hmm.
sell them all, they're it. You won't
Yeah.
get no more. So it's pretty crazy how that works. So I think it's pretty cool, and things that are growing. We hear you hear things that are not growing because a few archery shops ended up closing this year, across the nation. Several shops did. Several shops in the state of Georgia closed, and so you're thinking, oh my goodness, if shops are closing, that means this is shrinking, right? um, I think it's changing and evolving, because tournament archery and recreational archery is huge, and a lot of the shops are hunting shops.
Yeah.
And
John, we were talking earlier about what it is that we wanted to do with our range. And of course, we talked about the 3D range. I'm sure word's kind of gotten out now that we're in the process, it's in the works, that we are going to set up an indoor archery range as well. And, fast forward a little time after that. Now, I only walked the TAC course, which I thought I was going to die after like 2 days. I wasn't even lugging anything around, and that was that one that like that monsoon. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
that was in Dahlonega, right? That
No,
year,
that was in
or
Kentucky. Or where'd
in
we go?
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
yes.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
again, much appreciation for it. But with our property and how it lays, we actually have a lot of flat land as well as a lot of like pretty steep hills. And as we were clearing some stuff out, I was like, Jamie, we've got enough property here to set up at least like a practice range, maybe 10 targets or something in there for like the TAC guys too, not just people who want. And again, no dig on just like wanting to like shoot spots or
Yeah.
do whatever. That's absolutely fun. But it's like we've got the ability really to kind of do like tack type events,
Hmm.
the 3D, and then also like indoor.
Yep.
And kind of like you said, it's really just about archery and giving everybody an opportunity to do something, not just these nice like smooth lanes that we're just like shooting at from a known distance that we can like So
For sure.
I might regret that saying that though when I'm like, hey, someone's got to drag those targets down there. They may stay up all year
I
long,
always,
but yeah, so it seems
I
like a good idea.
always, I always joke with the guys at TAC. I said, y'all a bunch of Midwesterners. Y'all used to running up and down these mountains.
And
We're
those were
not.
some intense
Yeah.
mountains that we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think at
For
one point
sure.
I almost rolled down on someone who was
Yeah.
behind me. Yeah.
And John, I agree with you. I mean, for someone, I've done several tacks myself. I've taken a couple guys, Big Dave down at Top Tier,
Yep.
and some of them guys, and that was the first time that they've ever done that. And, it's definitely something different. It's
Yeah.
definitely something different.
Yeah.
And, with what we're trying to do here, back to whether you first picked up a bow or you've been shooting all your life, something for everybody, and some of the responses just since we've put it out there that we've opened a club. We've actually I took a call yesterday from someone where son just started shooting. Is it all right if he comes out and shoots? Absolutely.
100%.
So, to give it a kind of a broad thing where everybody has an opportunity to do something. Now, clearly, like Mai was saying, a lot of the work between the forestry mulching and the hand cutting and doing some of that I did the second half of the year. You know, ultimately that's the goal, is to get it to where there is something for everybody.
Multiple courses on the 3D range
Whether
tack and then indoor.
you're
Yeah.
a kid, whether you're a long range shooter, whether you're a spot shooter for the indoor stuff, we'll probably do some spot leagues, maybe some indoor 3D leagues and some stuff like that. Because not everybody hunts, kind of like what you were saying. Not everybody hunts. Not everybody shoots competition.
That's right.
So making it for everybody.
And that's the thing that's growing is the recreational archery is growing. Um, because baseball, football, basketball is getting very expensive. Archery's not cheap. Don't get me wrong.
No.
Top end equipment is not cheap, but to recreational shoot a bow in the backyard is growing because a lot of people are like, hey, I can do that. I can't fire a gun in my backyard. A lot of I would hit 3 houses, not. But because a lot of people living in small neighborhoods these days, and
Right.
don't have half acre lots, quarter acre lots. So archery you can do. You can sit in your garage and do. Put it in your driveway, and it's
Yeah.
a lot better. So that part I say is growing, and different things. So that's awesome that you've got a plan of doing some stuff and trying to get it going. And that, like I said, if I can help you in any way, just you're more than welcome to call and ask, or we can figure out something. We can roll up the masses. Um, so other than that, there's this little archery show going on this weekend. Um, if anybody does know, the Archery Trade Association has their yearly show, and it's in Indianapolis this year. So that's where all the dealers go to make orders for the year. Um, and they have done something different in that aspect as well, trying to bring more in. Um, they've actually opened it to the public Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the ATA show will be just actually Wednesday and Thursday. Um, on Friday, it opens to a public, and they're calling it the Bow Hunter Show, bow hunting show. So you can see all the new stuff, and all of the influencers should be there. And they've decided to not just do that, but they brought in an S3DA indoor open shoot on Friday. And I checked the registration, and there's 160 kids registered for that event.
That's nice. Perfect.
Um, so also, the NFAA has brought the Rushmore Rumble from Yankton to Indianapolis, and they're hosting it in Indianapolis on practice days Friday and shooting is Saturday and Sunday. There's 690 archers registered for that event. we have 14 we have 14 people from Georgia registered to shoot that event this way. I looked at the list, so I thought that would be cool. And all of that starts midweek. So if you have an archery shop, they're probably traveling, or somebody's probably going.
Right.
Everybody's going to see all the new pictures and the new stuff and touch and feel. There's a couple of bows that's supposed to be announced while we're there, a couple of new products that should be announced while we're there. Um, and so you keep an eye out on social media, because there'll be plenty of information on that. And that's one reason that we're recording this early. This will go out on Wednesday because it's my normal time to run the podcast, but we're recording it early so that we can get it done before
You say you're leaving at 5 a.m.?
5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that are on their way up there right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So this coming up weekend locally, the Morgan County 4-H has their indoor fundraiser shoot over in Morgan County. Also, the S3DA has the indoor at BAM Archery in Commerce. It's a North Regional um, tournament. And then there's this guy who and his wife that decided to clean lanes at the farm and start a new archery club, and decided to get in the hunt early and start the first one. So y'all, Knock 'em Up Archery is hosting Saturday and Sunday, correct?
That is
That's
correct.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm a fan of that 2 day deals, because there are people who work on Saturday who can only do, whatever, and there are people who go to church on Sunday, so they do on Saturday, so they can't do. I'm the work on Saturday guy, so I show up on Sundays, and if they don't
Hmm.
have a shoot on Sunday, I don't get to go. So I appreciate that you did that. I won't make this one because I'll be in Indianapolis, but I hope to make a few for sure. I went through the list. Um, the ASA qualifiers list, as it's been shared on Facebook and so forth. So you can find that information. Um, Anything else y'all want to talk about before I go into my normal spiel about where to find me and what I have and that kind of stuff?
Nah, John, just,
Yeah.
I appreciate everything that everybody's done in the support since we've,
Yep.
started this. Um, I do want to kind of throw out there that when we first released it, I couldn't ask for a better group of members that reached out as soon as they saw that we had started it.
Yep.
And, you know, constantly, what can I do to help, like Mai was saying. But the group of members that we have, it's not only guys that I've shot with over the past several years, but they come from all different backgrounds.
Yeah.
There's some guys in there that shoot ASA and all the national events with us, and there's guys that have new families that I shoot with on local shoots. There's guys, so I can't really say anything, enough about the group of members
Hmm.
that we do have now.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and so I just kind of want to throw that out
Maybe
there.
a couple logistics based on because we were having some questions that people were messaging us about on Facebook. Um, Registration starts at 8:30 and it's open until I think last shooter is at 1 o'clock. So you can register anytime between 8:30 up until 1 on both days. And then someone was asking if you have to be an ASA member. I'm like, this is a fun shoot. It's like, no, you don't have to be an ASA member. Again, just come out and shoot.
Yep.
I think that was
Yeah,
it. Those
and
were like the
and
common questions we were getting on Facebook.
and a couple people asked why we would do that, and kind of like what we talked about, being that it's on our own property, we're here. So a lot of times, registration gets shut down early, and rightfully so.
Hmm.
Other people got stuff to do. We're here. So for some of the folks that have to work till 1 o'clock and can't
Mhm.
get here until a certain time,
As I text you, yeah, I think your number's on
so
there. So I mean,
It
if
is. It
you,
does have it. I looked at the Facebook page, and it has all the information.
yeah,
How to contact, an email, a phone number,
yeah,
that type of thing. And yes, a lot of times people, and y'all are there. So if you're running a few minutes late, it's one thing.
text you.
The reason that you don't want to just say till 3 is because it'll be dark by the
It gets
time you're
dark. Yeah,
finished.
yeah, for sure.
Time will change, and then it won't get
Hmm.
dark till way after everybody's
Yeah,
finished.
but
But
for the
for
first
right
day,
now, yeah,
yeah.
and that's understandable. So that's
and if you're out after dark, I'm not coming to look for you. So you better bring a tent or something.
oh, all right. Well, let me just if you're looking to find us out, please like, share, comment under these videos, share and subscribe. We're on all of social media. We're everywhere you can find it. The Instagrams, Twitters, um, Facebook, YouTube, Snappy Chats, and TikTok. So we also are on most every one of the audio platforms that have podcasts. The two main ones would be, Apple and Spotify. So and we're on Google Music, so you can find it on most anywhere. Also, our webpage is www.georgiaarchery.com. I just updated it on a few things. Added Knock 'em Up Archery as one of the 3D clubs on the map. If you click on ASA 3D clubs. It shows a map of all the different clubs in the state and a list of shooting, and it also has the link to the updated qualifier list as it updates. So you can find all of that information on the webpage. Also, if you don't tell me when you're shooting, you won't be on the calendar. So essentially, send me a message if your stuff's not on my calendar, put it on the calendar. You can also click that calendar on the webpage, and it has shoots going on, what we talk about and what we've done. Um, and we try to highlight a few like we did today. Who's shooting where and that type of thing, and that's what we try to do. Also, the webpage is being updated slowly but surely. It has a countdown on it for ASA and the I think 4-H is on there because that's big in the state, and state championships and things of that nature. So it has on the front page has some countdowns, and you can find pretty much all the information you need where to shoot a bow somewhere in the state of Georgia off of that webpage. So, but that's what we hope for. New year, trying to get this thing going again. I know everybody likes the live, but there's no way I could run a live on Wednesday from Indianapolis. It wouldn't have happened. So I appreciate you being the first guest of 2026.
We appreciate you too, John.
And I hope you have a great turnout.
Thank you.
For being the first one. Don't get frustrated if you don't. Just for the simple fact that everybody has to know you're there first, and you can't please everybody. So somebody's not going to be happy because they had to put one foot in front of the other somewhere different, and how your stuff lined up. Please don't forget the waters and the trash bags.
Already in place. It's already
I have a
set.
checklist. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it's the craziest thing. I talked to Coach JB at Big Creek, and it's the same thing. He's like, if you don't know, you don't know, right? And then he didn't do this. He didn't shoot for years and then decide, hey, I can host some. He just jumped in full force, and so he's learned a lot in the short time, which is great. He has a great place down there. We've had a good time. That's where me and you we all shot together. Um, yeah, and I hope to shoot with y'all again sometime soon. But,
bring your umbrella, John. I might need you to hold it.
Might need to hold the umbrella for
you. Might need to hold it for 5 minutes while I line up that
5 minutes. All that for a 5. It's okay.
All of that for a 5.
All that time for a 5.
All of that time for a 5.
But you know what? You had we have something to laugh about, and it comes
it's a story now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's a story now.
It's definitely a story. But we appreciate it very much, and until next time, take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. Until then, I'm Big John. They're the I always mess it up now. They're the knock 'em up crew. How about that?
Knock 'em up crew. Yep.
All right. See ya.